Welcome, welcome. Today's lesson is potential projections and positioning. So, the way I came up with this was you have to put yourself first. I call this the PP method: position, projection. You have to put yourself in the proper and correct position to be able to maximize your projection. Okay? So, you want to put this is why we tell you to get carts or coolers or trailer, whatever might have it, to where as though you're mobile. Because if you're mobile, you could go to the people. If you have a storefront, which some of you might have an existing storefront, and that's okay because you're adding to a business, so you already have existing customers and you have some type of fan base. But if you do not, you got to get to the people. It's easier to get to the people. I've even heard people that say that have stores that have water ice saying they wish they just went mobile and things will be a whole lot easier because you don't have to wait for the money to come to you. You can go to the money. This is also why I opened up in a tourist section in the Dominican Republic. I was going to have consistent traffic. So it's like having an event every single day. So, some people go to fairs, county fairs, festivals. You have Made in America. These things happen once a year. But if you go to multiple of them, you just have to travel. So for me, I don't have to travel. They come to me. I'm in the tourist section. They come to me every single day. So as you can see here, my potential passengers, 7,000, 8,000, 5,000, 13,000, 3,000. That's a day. That's a potential, and these are just from cruise ships. These aren't visitors, Airbnb, resorts. These are just from the cruise ship. So I'm having thousands of potential customers a day. So this is why you want to maximize your potential and your projection. And the way that you do that is by positioning yourself into the proper way. So if you're getting a cart or getting a trailer, you definitely want to do events. You definitely want to do fairs, Made in America, whatever might have it. And we'll show you along the way how you pretty much do that. I'll show that later, contracts, things like that. But typically, it's you have to have some type of rapport. You have to have some type of following. You have to have some type of receipts. Receipts meaning you need to have validation. The more validation you have, the more they'll be like, all right, yeah, this is like a good thing. This is why that your customer feedback is very important from the beginning. This is why you need to get footage of everybody, of customers, have customers tag you, have them collab with you with reels. This is how you build that rapport, that resume that you need for these places, such as Made in America. Or my thing is, I think big. I understand there's other festivals that are smaller that you can go to that won't be as much. That's fine. That's no problem. But like we always talked about, manifestation. We want to be big. We want to be the biggest. We want to have the biggest possible thing that the world has seen. So in order to do that, we have to think that, we have to believe it, we have to put it into the universe. So everything that I project onto you and everything that we talk about is always going to excel what most people think because we don't think like them. Okay? So positioning yourself in the right place. Right place, right time. Football games. All you have to do is go to the president organization, talk to them, let them know. Look, I give $1 to every cup sold. Whatever might happen, whatever you might do, some type of incentive. Because if you give $1 for every cup sold, you just added $1, give it to them or whatever, add $1 onto it. Because that could be given to a child that doesn't have the tools or the money to maybe buy uniform or buy cleats or buy spats or buy gloves or pay for their travel. This helps them. So by you helping the organization, they'll feel as though they'll help you and let you get money. Baseball games, baseball tournaments, outside events. You got also basketball tournaments. You got made hoops. You have Peach Jam for basketball, AAU. Those are pretty much after the right before the summer, like after the season. You have 7-on-7s. It's many volleyball tournaments. It's many different indoor, outdoor events you could connect with. But again, you need a resume. So building up that resume will be building up customers, reviews, pitches, smaller events, things like that. You could gradually build up to that. Small affairs. That position yourself. Potential projections. Potential projections are the maximum people that are going to be at the event. What I do, it's my secret tool, AI. AI is a good friend. Say we're doing Peach Jam. Peach Jam in Florida is normally statistically how many players come with their parents, how many don't. You kind of gauge it like that. So it times it by that, and then each day. Normally it's going to be more. So for instance, what I did was, I'm gonna do it like this: projection. You see, first day. This is a whole month. So as you can see, it's only like 5-6 days that I don't have any customers. And to me, that's an amazing statistic all in its own. That I don't 5 or 6 days out of a month that I don't have any customers. That's amazing. So I'm potentially making money every single day. That's amazing. Mind you, 7,000, 8,000, 5,000, 13,000, 3,000. These are low numbers of the passengers because, like I said, I'm also missing out on people that live here, people that stay here, people that stay at the resorts that also come into my area as well. So I don't put that in. So let's just say first day, 7,000 passengers, 7,100. I asked Google on average as a tourist how many people are consumers. Okay? So they said about 7% of cruise ship passengers come off that ship. I think it was like 7 or 8% come off the ship. It might be a little more, but it was more than how many consume. 7 or 8% passengers come off the ship to do whatever, excursions, city tours, whatever might have, whatever it is, walk, whatever it is. It's 7, 8%. 5% of those are consumers that actually spend money. Typically, one consumer, one passenger, spends about $140, $150. One person. Okay? So normally it's families. Normally when you have trips like this, it's family. So you could be spending like $300. But let's just say it's a family. Okay? Family 2, family of 3, they spend $140. They're consumers. That's 5%. Okay? So now I knock that down to 1%. Okay? So if I get 7,000 passengers in one day, at 1%, I will make $700 on a day. At 1%. That's a good projection. And mind you, this is when I first opened up. So I'm having potential. So look like 8,000, 5,000, 13,000, 3,000, 2,000, 7,000, 4,000. You know, these are potential days, you know, and I've met these goals. And I've surpassed some of these goals as well. So with that whole month, if you go, it's about $16,000. My potential projection for that month. That is astronomical, amazing for a business that just opened up. But I position myself in the right position to be able to make those numbers. So most of you, some of you are international, so some of you might have the same type of numbers. So just do your numbers like that. Whatever your area is, I would say, let's just say Accra, Ghana. I got somebody in Ghana. It's a tourist area. Accra, Ghana, how many tourists are typically, I know they have a festival, are typically at so-and-so festival. She's doing this festival. You would do that. Okay. Now you know tours already are, the number is 5%. 5% are consumers of tours. 1%. Do your lowest projection at 1%. I'll always do worst case scenario because then, let's just say, for instance, my first day, you got 7,128 and 1% was $710. Say I made $600. Say I just made $700 that day. The next time I see that roundabout number, or next year I'm definitely making it better, because I see it. These numbers you always want to have, because okay, next month, what do I need to do different? Why did I only make $700 on this one day? Did I not talk to customers? Did I not talk to enough customers? Did I not give out samples? Did I not do this? What didn't I do? What do I have to do better, and what do I have to do more? These are things that you can implement into next month or next year when you see this number again. This is why I always do numbers down to the T. You can do the same thing with a festival. These numbers these numbers are great. If you don't have a store, this is how you project your numbers. This is how you project your positioning. This is how you project your numbers. This is why I call it the PP, position, projection. You got to put yourself in a proper position, in the correct position to meet your proper projection. This is why carts, trailers, coolers are the way to go, especially starting off. Even if it's not, it is great to be able to get to the people, to go to the people, to be able to go to the events, to be able to maximize your money instead of being a sitting duck. In a store, you're a sitting duck. That's all you are, sitting duck. You gotta wait for the people to come. Unless you have like a mascot outside your store, or a whole bunch of you doing a jumping and dance people, you gotta bring the people in. So being able to go to the people and go to the events is pretty much the best way, especially with this product. It's fantastic. And the way times have changed. Everybody wants something quick, fast, and go. By you having ice cream and having a product like that, it's quick, fast, and go. I don't know why Baskin Robbins went out of business. Baskin Robbins was a great place. Great, fantastic. Is there other ice cream shops? Yeah, there's other ice cream shops. Are they thriving? Yeah, they're thriving. So why has one of the longest, long-lasting franchises died off? Maybe because they couldn't adapt with the times. You have to know how to be a chameleon. If you don't adapt, you get left behind. It's kind of like when COVID hit, and a lot of businesses couldn't, like a lot of brick and mortars couldn't do like online things online, or upgrade their services. Maybe go DoorDash and certain things like that. This is why they couldn't adapt. They couldn't be chameleons, so they went out of business or they sold. So being a brick and mortar at this point, a stage in life, isn't really necessary or beneficial toward you or your business. At this point, maybe somewhere down, we all know history repeats itself. So at some time, this is gonna probably come back, where brick and mortars is now happen again. Just like clothes, like our kids are wearing clothes that we did back when we were teenagers, and we're like, yo, like we did that. You didn't make that. Like, that's not your style. That was my style when I was a kid. Like, what are you talking about? They always thinking they're inventing something when it's already been done. No different from when we were kids. We thought this was the new fly. Oh yeah, this. And our parents were like, no, we did that when we were kids. What are you talking about? No, y'all did. Y'all ain't do it like us. Like, we do it differently. And it was like, no, what are you talking about? Now we're actually our parents with our kids. And we're like, what? Like, no, that's old. What do you mean? So you have to reinvent yourself. You have to stay with the times. And times right now is being able to get to the people, especially with this product. I got one more for you. I showed you mine. Now I have a student that I did a potential projection for. They're based in Northridge, California. Okay? With them, obviously you had recreation facilities, you had pride events, expos, sporting events, and this is how I broke it down for him. So with the festival, I found out the dates. It's the 16th to the 18th. The location, Northridge Park. Estimated people that normally get there are about 3,000. It's about 3,000 people, okay? So I think 20. So about 5% of 3,000 would be $900. Okay, 5% with 150. It would be 150 people. Would be $900. Okay, that's potential. Okay, then you got the Valley Pride of 1,000 people. Okay, 5% of those consumers, 50. That would be $300. Okay, so that's kind of like how you would find out what events, what expos, what things are going on there, and then you would do like how many people consume, how many people normally buy. You could probably also do some research to where as though other vendors, how much they make. Maybe go source it yourself. Maybe just go there and watch a scouting report. Go there, go to the event, see how many people, see what's happening, see what's popping. See what lines are long, see what they're doing wrong, see what they're doing right. County fairs, they're good. About 1,000 county fairs sometimes last a week, 2 weeks. You get possibly 1,000, 1,500 people a day. At 2%, that's $120 a day. Okay. Sporting events. Well, I did sporting events for him as well. So we did the SoCal Showcase. It's a girls basketball tournament. It's about 3-4 days. It's about 1,000 to 1,500 people per day. Okay. So you say 5% of that, you get about $390 a day. We're talking about $1,000 in 3 days. Mind you, and these are smaller events. These are cool. You can have coolers. You can have packing coolers. So these are good events to where as though you could maybe have coolers and you can have pre-scoop coops, pre-scoop cups, and you can do these events. If you have events that you might see only might be 300-400, you want to fill it out, and you don't have a cart yet, cooler. Set your cooler up. Have a nice little umbrella, nice little banner, whatever you might want to have it. Have a table. And sell out a cooler. And then that way you can just have your pre-scoop cups. Now how you would do that is you would pre-scoop it the day before or whatever, a couple days before, whatever you would have it in your freezer at the highest temperature possible. You want to have it frozen. Okay? You would go buy a good Igloo cooler. You would get some ice. You will put the bottom layer ice. Then you will put the layer on top of that, your cups. Your cups with your lids. Then you will put ice on top of that. Then you put another layer of cups on top of that. Ice on top of that. Another layer of cups on top of that. So I believe you might be able to put in a good sized Igloo cooler, probably about 300, maybe a little bit more. Pre-scoop cups, depending on what I think, maybe 5 ounces, 4 or 5 ounces will probably be good. Sell them at possibly $4 or $5 or 2 for $5, however you see fits. You're gonna make money from it because of the simple fact of how low costing this is. You can buy wholesale for no more than $40, $45, and then you could get, if you're making your own product, you could possibly making it for about $20, $25, $15 per product. So you're gonna make money regardless. And you just want to get your name out there. You just want to get yourself established. So this will be a good way to establish yourself and always have everything branded. Always have maybe a QR code so people can follow you, your Instagram page, your TikTok, whatever it is. They know your logo, everything, they see it. And have shirts, everything. Always have everything matching. So those are ways to position yourself right and to get your maximized projection. So remember, the PP method: position, projection. Put yourself in the correct position to maximize your potential projection.